Hi there, everyone. Welcome back to Micstand. This is episode 4, and my guest today is someone you may have heard me talk on podcasts for years and years. I say years and years; it's like 2 years.
Long
But
enough.
yeah, we've had a lot of podcasts together. And we're going to do it all again today, but possibly on a very different subject. Mr. Paul Collett,
Hi, friend.
how are you, man?
I am very well. I'm a little bit kind of hungover, a little bit, folded. I had a 30th? I wish. 40th birthday last night. I'm just trying to convince myself.
Yeah. Now, I saw the pictures of your 40th birthday. I don't know if you can explain what the hell happened, because it looked pretty amazing.
I can't even tell you. But what happened was, it was actually my dad's birthday yesterday. Actually, physically, my birthday's not till Wednesday, but my dad's birthday yesterday, and we all had this big thing. We were going out for dinner with my dad, so I went to the pub as usual. Then my sister blindfolded me. She dragged me out to the car park into this great big bus, lorry, truck thing, like Optimus Prime, and it was just full of video games of all sorts. And it was just just go and play what you like. And they had like these, they had a PSVR set up, they had a Wii set up, Xbox, PlayStation. They had these hydraulic chairs set up with, I think, Forza must have been all like rigged up and everything. It was just awesome, and they played video game drinking games. The highlight being have a pint and you have 3 laps to drink it while playing Mario Kart. That was always fun. So
Oh, nice.
yeah,
Very cool.
yeah. So that was that. And it was just well, it kind of blew my mind a little bit because I didn't expect it. But yeah, I was 40 and I was playing video games. Who gives a shit, right?
I mean, I've never heard of such a thing.
Me neither. I mean, I know there's limousine things you can go around. They might have a PlayStation in it or something, but a whole bus dedicated just to video games was just I've done the same thing. I think in '93 down in Trocadero in London when I was about 12. So more memories. It was great.
That's very cool. It looked amazing, and what a business.
I know, and Joe, they just parked up into a car park, and they just said, right, go for your life. Just don't take any drinks inside the truck. And the Mario Kart was outside, and everyone was just. They had 4-player like split screen Rocket League going on.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it was just so good because all the games were like obviously multiplayer games. You're not going to sit there on your own and just play kind of Halo and shoot people. That'd be a bit shit. But they had Mortal Kombat there, and they had FIFA, and they had all these 4-player games, and that Super Smash Brothers was playing as well. It's just like a little kid in the candy shop, as it were.
That's awesome. I'm glad, man. I'm glad you had such a good time.
It's a shame you couldn't make it, my friend.
I know. I'm sorry. I tried so very hard.
Next time, when I'm 50.
You know what life is like sometimes.
Yeah, I know.
Life gets in the way of all enjoyment.
Oh, it does.
And the constant misery of existence brambles on, and we just have to pretend to care.
This is the jolliest podcast I've ever heard.
Anyway,
as you were.
I want to talk about your new website.
Oh right, awesome.
It's called Prime 80's.
Prime 80's. Guess where I got that name from, though? A game you've been playing recently, quite a lot of.
that old Watch Dogs 2.
Yeah, I thought that was quite a funny name, so I sort of nick it a little bit, but adjust it slightly.
I like it. It's a nice nudge. Man, I checked my stats today on Watch Dogs 2. I've played 73 hours of that game.
Wow, that's not bad for you.
I was thinking about it. I've probably played this game more than any game this generation so far, I think.
Really? Well, even more than Velocity and things like that?
I reckon so, yeah. I mean, there's Velocity is great in its own way, but there's just so much more to do in Watch Dogs,
Well, for sure, yeah. Hey, it's a great game. Well, I have to admit, I did play it, and when I got it, I've just played it all the time, and it was great, and it looked amazing. And the things you could do with hacking and stuff a lot better than the first game. But then I stopped playing it to play Tomb Raider, and I'm finding it really hard to get back into it now. It's odd. But then again, at the moment, I'm really bored of video games at the moment, so it might be that. I don't know.
Rise of the Tomb Raider is tough, man. It's not easy.
It is tough, and I think Rise of the Tomb Raider went on for a bit too long. I think it kind of went past its sell-by date. It could have finished a lot sooner, but he sort of kept going on, and it got a bit stupid at the end, I think. But Just my opinion.
Your opinion is very valid to me, anyway.
Thanks, dude.
It's alright, man. I listen to you inherently.
Well, someone does at least. Or something.
Yeah. You get you bored of video games with your great big fucking video game bus that you had yesterday.
Maybe it's video game overload. Maybe that's it.
Too many games, man. Just too many.
Yep.
Right, so Prime 80's is all about, if you haven't already guessed, the 1980s.
Yes.
And it's all about celebrating the wonders of the 80s. And I was born in 86. So
wow.
I don't have fond memories of the 80s. I can't really remember them very well. But I've spent pretty much my whole life looking back at the 80s and being incredibly jealous of people that have lived through it because it looked like an awful lot of fun.
Do you know what? It was, I was born in 77, so I literally grew up through the 80s and it was just like, I know I was a kid, so everything seems like jolly and happy when you're a kid, but it just seemed like a simpler time, and it seems like to be like the birth of a lot of things we take for granted today, the films of the time, they apart from the villains like Freddy Krueger and Jason Voorhees and things like that, who are still around today and still part in people's lexicons and making appearances in video game stuff. But the films, they just seem more story driven and more, I don't know, they kind of stick with you longer. You take Back to the Future, you have the Indiana Jones trilogy, the latter two Star Wars films, Aliens. And all these films are still going today, for better or for worse. Maybe it's time to put them to bed sometimes. But I don't know, they just seem to, 80s seem to be the birth of a kind of the whole pop culture thing we have going on today. You see a lot of artists and designers, they're all, Ollie Moss and things like that, making posters based on things from the 80s. And Ready Player One, the book that's come out, soon to be a film, is all full of 80s pop references. And it just seems like, to me when I was growing up, I'm sure if I was an adult in the 80s, I would hate Margaret Thatcher as much as the next person. But when I was a kid, you don't have to experience any of that. You can just enjoy playing your toys, and the toys were great, like Transformers and He-Man, Action Man. It was just a really, really simple time where everything just seemed happy. The summers were longer, and the winters were winter, and it was just, it was just a happy time and a simpler time. And there's a good reason why I set up this blog, which I'll tell you about later if you like. But that's what the blog's about anyway.
It's really fun because I remember I check a blog whenever you post something up, and it's everything about it feels very personal. I think that's the best way to describe it, is that it feels like it is coming directly from someone who lived it and is kind of like reminiscing on the goodness in life before it all went to hell.
Yeah, I think you got it spot on there, dude. I really do. It was. I'll tell the story. What it was, it's a silly story, but I was very ill in '99. I think it was. I had meningitis. And I was very ill, and I was in hospital, and I had to keep going for loads and loads of MRI tests, and they were awful, especially when you got claustrophobia anyway. And and I was just in tears all the time, and I just hated every single second of it, as you would. But a very good friend of mine, he made a get well card up for me, and it was pictures of me and him because we grew up together, of us in having little birthday parties and playing with Star Wars and things like that. And it made me think of all the good times I had when I was a kid, and it just made me happy. It made me just think of these amazing situations that me and my friends got into playing with our toys, and the whole thing, it just got me thinking. And every time I went down to an MRI scan, I took this card with me and I looked at it, and it cheered me up before I had to go in, and it stopped me crying about it all like a big girl. And the last year or so, it's not been great for me. It's been a bit of a manic, depressing load of shit, really. But I thought, what makes me? So I thought, what makes me happy? And I started thinking back about the 80s, about my childhood, and I think, well, Joe, I'm going to write about that because that's what makes me happy. And when you're writing about things like that, you can forget about all the crap that's going on and just enjoy writing about something that makes you happy. And I think if you can write about what makes you happy, then the writing, I think, becomes better. I'm not a writer by any stretch of imagination, but I feel like I can do it a lot better because I'm doing it from the heart, like you're saying. It's just a lot more fun to do. It doesn't feel like a chore anymore,
Ah.
Oh.
You're so sweet sometimes.
I do try.
Yeah. Yeah, that's nice, though, man. It's nice that that connection to you is so strong, I guess, and you're always looking for something passionate to write about, and I think you may have found it, which is nice.
I think so, yeah, and I also just like to. Well, it's some sort of thing because obviously, I've turned 40. Next week I turn 40, and so a lot of my peers are turning 40, and I think a lot of people just kind of like to, they might just have something to write a story that they wrote, they an experience they had in the 80s of, a particular film or a cartoon or something, and anyone's welcome to write on it. I just want to make it a nice hub, as it were, for people to just, just reminiscing about some good times as opposed to just worrying about fucking Donald Trump and them shit faces. Do you know what I mean? It's too much. Just go back in time a bit and just enjoy life for what it was at the time. That was just playing with toys. Nothing wrong with that.
No. Yeah, the world is a bit strange at the moment. If you are listening to this, I'm recording this about 3 weeks in advance. So it's the 29th of January. And the Muslim ban is now in effect. I think it may have just been overturned, actually.
I can't believe he'd done that. I mean, the guy's an absolute lunatic. How is that even possible in this day and age? I don't know.
And, we've got to live through this and just go, how the hell is things like this even possible? And you look back to the 80s and everyone just seems so happy.
Well, it did. I mean, it wasn't, obviously, because, it had all sorts of strikes going on and Margaret Thatcher was being a dick. But, I'm sure if you was an adult in the 80s, for Christ's sake, you had to carry around a phone the size of a brick. That can't have been pleasant, But I mean, to me, everyone just seemed happy. It's one of those things where these Stranger Days just come on Netflix and been and gone and stuff, and that was amazing because it was literally it just summed everything up. You had a group of kids who ride around their bikes and they play them Millennium Falcons, but they get caught up in a mystery, and that's what every kid wanted when they was in the 80s. They just wanted to have this little mystery and an adventure with their friends they can go on, like E.T. It captured that essence perfectly, and I think that is why it was more of a success than perhaps it should have been, because I think in parts it wasn't the strongest of stories that has been on TV, but I think that the nostalgia factor, I think, kept people watching, and obviously I think that the next season when that comes out, I think we'll probably play on that, hopefully a little bit more, and just be as good a success, because it's worth watching, even though I don't think it's probably the greatest TV show it's ever made. It's certainly one of the most fondly remembered, but maybe for different reasons.
Yeah, I fucking love Stranger Things. It was.
Yeah, I love it. Don't get me wrong.
It was amazing. It was amazing, and it was just up for a national TV award.
Was it
up
really?
For best period drama, which says a lot about how far away the 80s actually are now.
I know, 30 years or so nearly, isn't it? Jesus.
Lost to Call the Midwife, which is.
That's not good, is it?
It's an outrage, is what it is.
It is an outrage. Did you ever, when you was at school, did you ever have people that wheeled in these great big TVs on a trolley, and you had to all sit and watch some stupid drama film that was made for kids? Did you ever have that when you was at school?
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I see. The Stranger Things also reminded me of those kind of things you used to watch when we were kids, like in the school. Like I can't remember the name of it. There's one, Boy from Nowhere Land or something. It was one of them, or Badger Girl, wasn't it? It was weird. But it kind of had that Badger Girl, believe it or not, and it had that kind of vibe to it, which was also nice and strangely nostalgic.
It's the theme tune, I think, that got a lot of people.
Yes,
and that kind of that very 80s synth that's very kind of present in it, and it's so good.
Oh, the soundtrack was great. You had Toto in it from Africa. Didn't remember that? It was playing in the background. It was fantastic. Have you ever seen a video to that song though?
I have, yeah.
It's a weird bunch of beard people in a library or something, isn't it? It's just absolutely weird. Nothing to do with rain or Africa or anything, really.
Yeah, its subject matter isn't really referred to in
no.
So I want to talk about the 80s today.
Good.
I want to have a list of songs from the 80s, and this list is ridiculous. I remember telling someone my last season I did away that the 80s was the best decade for music. And people were like, no, it was the 60s. I was like, no, mate, it was the 80s. And I'm going to prove it.
Do it.
A1, not A1. Aha. Take on Me.
Oh, yes.
Come On Eileen.
Yes.
Tainted Love.
Oh, yes.
Living on a Prayer.
I'm not a fan of Bon Jovi, but I can see where you're coming from.
Like a Prayer. Bit of Madonna.
Eh? Did I misunderstand that completely?
It was Like a Prayer, not Living on a Prayer.
Oh, yeah, still not so good anyway. Carry on.
I'm just talking about classics.
Yeah, they are.
That are still around today, like Total Eclipse of the Heart and Girls Just Want to Have Fun. Beat It, Karma Chameleon, Billie Jean.
Oh, Bad.
Come on. Oh, Bad. Thriller.
That was I remember buying Bad, and it was just I remember because I normally buy an album, from Woolworths on a tape at the time it was, and you might like 2 or 3 songs or something, and that'd be it. But for Bad, you buy that album, and every single song was just a classic. Loved it.
Yeah. Bad is a stunning album. West End Girls, Pet Shop Boys.
Yeah, that was a classic.
With or Without You by U2, 1987.
Hate You Too. Sorry.
Wake Me Up Before You Go.
Yeah, that was okay.
Okay, you can't argue with me on this one, all right? You ready?
All right, go on.
Lionel Richie, All Night Long.
Oh, I love it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's absolute. Oh, that's amazing.
Phil Collins, In the Air Tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, I could go on and on and on.
You missed out some Dire Straits.
Dire Straits is not on here right now.
Oh, mate, seriously, Brother in Arms.
Don't You Forget About Me, like the most quintessential 80s song of all time.
Yeah.
Thanks.
There's so many. I'll tell you what, there's one album, I might actually do a review of it for the site, and it's for Ministry of Sound, it's called Electro 80's, and it's a collection of all the 80s songs using that electro synth, some slightly remixed a little bit. It's brilliant. I think you'd love it.
Cool, I'll check it out.
Yeah, do it.
Oh, Peter Gabriel, bit of Sledgehammer.
Oh, yes. What a great video that was as well at the time.
Oh, incredible. It still is now, really.
Well, it is, you're right, yeah. I mean, at the time, though, when you first see it, when you're a little kid, you think, wow, man. It's like loads of, was it fruit or something? I can't remember. I remember it being quite good.
There was a train going around his head, and there was
all sorts, yeah.
I mean, 80s music in itself is, whether it's all very poppy and positive. It was a great era for uplifting music, I think.
It was. I mean, I think if you go from the early 80s, maybe even to the late 70s. I mean, the late 70s disco. Well, that was just like you just can't stop moving when that comes on. You know what I mean? That is cuts on Rug Central. You can't stop. You cannot stop dancing when that comes on. You can't. And I think that carried off a little bit into the 80s, early 80s, and obviously then that turned into the more syntho kind of like stuff we can't know about. But I mean, yeah, for music, films, everything, toys, cartoons, the 80s was just undescribable.
I know you're a big advocate of 80s cartoons.
The biggest.
Yeah, you probably could. You could probably resurrect them all yourself, actually.
I think I could. Well, you say that, but I obviously, all my friends turn 80. Yeah, my friends are 40 or this year or thereabouts, and we all still watch the same cartoons. And they were just on another scale. I mean, Transformers is my favourite all time toy cartoon comic, the lot, and even today they've released this kind of bi-monthly series you can collect of all the Transformers comics, which of course I'm buying. It's going to cost me about £800 in total, but you know what? Who cares? It's great, yeah.
That's awesome. I know you wrote on Thumb Culture. Remember Thumb Culture?
I do. Love it.
Yeah, it's good.
Still going?
Yeah, it's still there.
Somewhere.
Yeah, I owe you a review. I'm getting on that, I promise. I am, actually. I really need to get on that. This week it will happen. Anyway, doesn't matter. You were talking about how you're not a fan of the Transformers movies.
Oh.
And
are you really going to get me started on this?
I am, because I love that article that you wrote about the latest trailer was immense.
Oh.
And as a child of the 80s, what is it about the new Transformers films that are not resonating with you?
Oh, do you know what? It's like, well, for starters, it didn't follow the story of the comics at all. These robots didn't turn up like kind of in their naked form and then just zap a truck and turn into it. That's not how it happened. They crashed in the Ark into Mount St. Helens and it blew up, and then that's how they come alive. And you know, Optimus Prime doesn't have flames. It does not have flames. It's not a fucking, you know, Fast or Furious film. It's fucking Optimus Prime's a truck. Sort it out. And then of course, you know, you had like who was the original Autobots? It was Prime, Ironhide, Ratchet, and Jazz. They're original ones, weren't they?
Yes.
Now in the cartoons, Jazz was one of the most popular characters there was. He was like the cool dude. He was a Texan. He just sort of done somersaults and transformed. He was a dude, right? And then in Transformers, he had like one word to say, and then he was killed. And I think the thing about Transformers is it was all about Shia LaBeouf and all the human characters that grated and annoyed the actual fuck out of you. Apart from Optimus Prime, the Transformers didn't actually say hardly anything, so you couldn't actually empathise with them. You couldn't really give a shit about them. The character designs were absolutely bullshit. Too much moving parts. It's all transformed. It's like they kind of just threw up on themselves and they just turned into a car. It was a mess. You know, Bumblebee's not a fucking Carrero or whatever you call it. He's a fucking Beetle. It's classic. It's a classic fucking comic book thing that everybody knows about. And they turned it into some sports car. What a bunch of dicks. Seriously. Oh, mate. It's just ruined it. Michael Bay and all that team behind it raped my childhood completely. And for some reason, I did see the second and third and the fourth ones. The fourth one I walked out of because it was so bad. The second one was just like the worst film I've ever seen. The third one wasn't too bad, but Soundwave turned into a Mercedes, not a cassette deck. What the fuck? It's like, I mean, I'm not being funny. In the first track, or was it the second one? Soundwave was like this big satellite up in space. That kind of made sense, as he was the communications officer in the cartoon, and he had a kind of cool voice. But in the third one, he turned into a car, you know. And then you had Jetfire, which in the cartoon was this super cool jet dude that was Decepticon, then turned to Autobot, and then in the Transformers is this old crippled fucking beard wearing weirdo. I mean, it was a Scottish accent. Oh my god, it just got worse and worse and worse. And then Devastator came along with his fucking testicles hanging around. That's not funny. Devastator's not a dog. He's a fucking great big robot. Oh, it just kills me, man. So I hate them all, and I hate Michael Bay, and this new one is the biggest pile of tripe. Why is King Arthur in fucking Transformers? I do not know.
I love you, man.
Excuse my language, everybody. It winds me up.
Oh, it's so beautiful to hear you rant about Transformers. It is. It's one of my favourite things to do.
Thanks, man. You done that on purpose, didn't you?
I did.
This whole podcast was to lead up to that bit, wasn't it? So.
Yeah. Cheers, everyone. We can go now. Bye. Okay, well, there you go. That's how Paul feels about the new Transformers movies.
How do you feel, though?
Yeah, talk to us at Micstand Film on Twitter.
No, I was asking you, Ross.
How do I feel?
Yeah.
Here's the thing, right? I never saw the cartoon when I was a kid. It wasn't. It may have been on TV, but I don't remember watching it for whatever reason.
Shocking.
I know, it's outrageous. They're on Netflix, I think. I can catch up at some point.
Do it.
And so my first real kind of awareness of the Transformers was the first film. You've gone completely stone silent now, haven't you? You're like, what?
No, I'm listening.
I
am super interested on your point of view on these films.
Okay. And so the first film, I mean, it wasn't awful in the sense that it was an entertaining couple hours of film.
Yeah, I can appreciate that. Yeah,
Megan Fox was in it, which helps.
It does help. That midriff is something else in it. You know?
I mean, she can't act out her way out of a paper bag, but you know, she's.
Who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
Exactly.
Yeah, who cares? Feminism. Woo! Yeah, sorry about that, ladies. I do apologise. You know how I feel. Anyway, yeah, the second one was dog shit.
Oh god, yeah.
The third one, I didn't mind the third one. I thought they righted many of the wrongs of the second one. And,
yeah, the second. Well, it wasn't the second one when the writer's strike was on. That's probably why it was so much horseshit.
Maybe.
I think that was why. The third one, obviously, got the writers back and they decided to, do something. But it was alright, but it's still stupid. Because a lot of things, like I say, you get like it's all based on the human characters, which is fine. You need the human interactions, but you don't really. I mean, there's some robots in the third one and the fourth one, flat out. I don't know who they are. You know, they don't really tell their name. They don't say a word. You know, and so you kind of lose any care for them. You know, it's just shocking, really.
Yeah. No,
don't get me started on Optimus Prime riding Grimlock. Holy fuck.
I haven't seen the fourth one. I haven't pushed myself to see it yet.
Don't bother.
I don't think I will. I think I'll let it pass me.
No, I wouldn't.
I watched the honest trailer.
Yeah.
I think
the next one.
That was enough. Oh yeah, I'm not going to watch the next one.
Yeah. No, I don't think anyone is. I think we should set up a petition for everyone to boycott that film, so they have to stop making them, because for some reason they still make billions at the box office.
They do.
And that's what does my head in.
They do. That's the weird thing about it. I mean, you've got what is it? Transformers 3. What was the name of that thing that was just like tearing it through buildings and through the floor and stuff?
Oh, the worm things.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Shockwave. Now Shockwave and the cartridge was a gun.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, not a worm thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because from a visual standpoint, that was fucking awesome. That was very cool.
Oh, for sure.
And it was obviously the films are very Michael Bay. They're all slow motion. They're drenched in sunsets, and you know they're overly dramatic and ridiculous and stupid. And yeah, 90% of them are awful, except for Bad Boys. But then
yeah.
Transformers 3 wasn't a train wreck like the second one, but it wasn't enough to make me want to watch the fourth one or the fifth one whenever it comes out. So it's however, I did finally get around to playing Transformers Devastation the other day,
which is amazing.
Which is awesome.
It's
really
amazing,
fun.
right? It's absolutely fantastic,
and
that is exactly how the film should have been.
Ugh.
See, remember in Transformers Devastation when that first big fuck off robot comes on over the buildings? Remember that bit?
Yes.
That's Devastator. It's not a dog, is it? No.
No, it's not a dog.
No. That's how Devastator should have looked. Jesus fucking Christ.
So you're saying you'd like to see? Would you like to see a live action, but with those Transformers, or would you want to see a feature length kind of animated Transformers film?
Well, there was a feature length animated cartoon, which wasn't great. It was a bit weird, but it was more entertaining than all four of those Michael Bay films put together. There's I don't know if on that Thumb Culture post, I don't know if you read it. There's some samples of a guy. What's his name? Something Smith. I can't remember his name. But he just does animations of Transformers in his spare time because that's what he does. And he kind of got the mixture just right of like live action, but still looking like the Transformers from G1. And I think the High Moon Studios games, like Fall for Cybertron, War for Cybertron, I think they nailed it. Just they had there's enough of a change to sort of modernise the designs of the characters, because they do look a bit 80s, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
But they still kept their kind of main features, like Bumblebee was still a Beetle and Prime was still a red truck with no flames and stuff.
Yeah.
And those kind of E3 trailers they released before the games came out, now they were amazing. Now that was a completely CG, movie type thing, not animated as in traditional animation. It's completely CG, and they were absolutely fantastic. Now I'd love High Moon Studios and maybe Paramount to get together, make a full-length feature film based on the War for Cybertron, and then that'd be like the best ever.
Okay.
Make it happen, Ross, please.
Okay, let's start a hashtag.
Yes, hashtag. What's it going to be? Paramount High Moon Transformers Long-Winded. I don't know.
It's a long one.
It might catch on from its
you never know.
You never know.
You never know. Are there any other cartoons in the 80s that caught your metaphorical eye?
Yes, loads. Of course, you had He-Man.
Yes.
Which started in the 80s, which was that was great because the toy. I think the toy came out in this country first, then the cartoon followed, and it was great to see the cartoon of the toy. Same with Thundercats. Thundercats came out in the 80s. I mean, the 80s was a fantastic era for cartoons. You had Dungeons and Dragons, which was not based on the role-playing game, but it was sort of something else, and that was it was great. You had Mask, which was great, and hopefully their movie's coming out soon. And you had Cities of Gold, D'Artagnan, Jason and Wheeled Warriors, Pole Position, Centurions. Centurions, Power Extreme. It was, it was just everything today looks kind of the same. It's all kind of manga-esque, kind of, but I don't know, there seemed to be a lot more imagination back then for those cartoons. Maybe it's because I was a kid and that's what I was watching at the time. 'Cause I don't really watch cartoons now, but it just seemed like there's a lot of imagination, and it was the kind of things they made cartoons of things that mainly boys, wanted to be. Like hero type things. It was great. It's a good time for cartoons.
Mm. I remember watching DuckTales.
No,
I
thought you'd do that.
DuckTales was my thing as a kid because I loved Scrooge McDuck.
Yes, it was great. It was voiced by David Jason, right? Is that right? Is that the one? No, that's Count Duckula.
That was Count Duckula. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's coming back.
Is it?
Yeah. Have a guess who Scrooge McDuck is?
I have no clue.
David fucking Tennant.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Well, I bet you're all over that, isn't it now?
Mate, I am there. Thundercats, obviously. Loved me some Thundercats.
Yes.
The real Ghostbusters I enjoyed a lot.
Oh yes, of course. But I think was that 80s or that more like early 90s?
It started in 86.
Did it really?
It did. It ended in 91.
Wow. Yeah, that was great. The comic was good as well.
Yeah, I remember watching reruns of that on CITV when I was a kid. Was Inspector Gadget?
Yes.
I better not do that actually, because I'll get a copyright strike.
Sodding YouTube.
Just in case it's too good. What about like the Jetsons and things like that?
Jetsons. I think of a bit earlier. Flintstones. That was great. That was actually.
Yes,
obviously they came out a lot before the 80s, but in the 80s it kind of a lot of things came to like popularity in the 80s. Flintstones. That was on. I believe it was like on like a 4:30 or 5 o'clock on the BBC. It was like a really odd time, and that was on. I think they got replaced by Neighbours or something. Yeah, that. The Jetsons, I think, was a little bit before the 80s. I think I'm not sure. I didn't really watch much of it, but I had the whole Hanna-Barbera thing. Like Wacky Races, Chase a Catch a Pigeon.
Yeah.
Scooby Doo. The whole. Top Cat, Yogi Bear. List goes on. But
oh mate, do you remember Challenge of the GoBots?
Oh, do I? God, yeah.
That was fucking epic.
It was great because that came out before Transformers, wasn't it? That was the pre Transformers thing.
Yeah, Transformers probably came and got that well and truly finished, but I remember that really well for some reason. It's there in my head, and it doesn't seem to ever go away.
It had a motorbike, wasn't there? There's a kind of red and blue and white motorbike guy,
That's
wasn't
right,
there?
yeah.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome. Garfield, obviously, was the 80s.
Garfield, yeah.
At least the cartoon was.
Well, yeah, no, because I knew Garfield originally from the comic strips. They had these little books. You go down Clinton Cards, and there's little books that cost about, I don't know, $2.99 or something. And it's just like a book of 3-box comic strips that used to be in the Express newspaper, I think, at the time. And they were great, and then obviously it rose to popularity, and then it made a cartoon of it. It's fantastic. Funny, very funny. You don't get a lot of the jokes when you're a kid, 'cause I think it's more of an adult comic strip, because it was for the newspapers and that. But the older you get and you want to read them, you think, actually, that's quite funny. You kind of get it. Yeah.
Yeah. One thing I did love that you may not have, you might have been too old for it by the time it came out, was Alvin and the Chipmunks.
No, I never got into that. Yeah, never. Yeah, I was probably a bit too old.
They were all singers and performers, so I think that probably resonated with me a little.
Yeah, that makes sense. They had some movies out, didn't they, recently or something?
Yeah, we don't talk about the movies.
No, they're bad.
Oh,
the
way you feel about Transformers movies is the way. I feel about,
that bad then.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it's
that's awful.
Shocking, but they're not aimed at me. They're aimed at very, very tiny children.
Yeah, which is something them really.
Yeah, which is something that I need to remind myself every now and then. It's like, these films are terrible, but they're not for me. They're for kids.
Yeah,
because I'm not a kid anymore.
We try to lie to ourselves, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
What's Google saying? There was a Dungeons and Dragons cartoon. I didn't know that.
Yeah, there was. It was. It wasn't really based on like the Dungeons and Dragons board game. It was. Again, it was like that whole. It was like Stranger Things, but set in a fantasy world. He had like 4 kids who got sucked into a portal on a roller coaster and ended up in this kind of fantasy world. They all had their own sort of set of powers, and the whole point of it is to try and find their way home. And they had the dungeon master to help them out. It was like a weird Yoda type guy, and then he had the big bad, it's called Venger. And they had all these adventures, and they had all their own little powers. It was fantastic. It's like, it just taps into that whole, going on an adventure with your mates kind of mentality.
man.
Fantastic. Do that. That's probably on Netflix or somewhere. Have a look for that.
I will. I'll check it out.
You should.
Oh, Gem. I think my sister was into Gem.
Oh God, Jim. Never watched it.
My older sister is a singer, as well. So she might have watched Gem. I think that comes to mind.
What was Gem? Was that like a teddy bear thing? Was it? Or?
Gem was it was a cartoon about this. It was from Gem and the Holograms.
Oh yes.
It ran from like 85 to whatever it was, and it was just like it was about this music company owner who had a holographic computer, who lived a secret life as a rock star, and it was fun.
Wow.
If you were a girl, honestly,
yeah,
I didn't watch that. Ugh,
no.
Right, I have gone on to the wondrous EmpireOnline.com.
Right.
For their incredibly flashy website, which looks like it was made on GeoCities in about 5 minutes. And I've had a look at their top 40 80s movies.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to go down, I'll be as quick as I can, I'm going to go down one by one, and I want you to tell me which ones you've seen, which ones you haven't,
okay.
To see how truly 80s you actually are.
Oh, okay. Bit of a test.
Oh, it starts at 39. Great. Cheers, Empire. Alright, fine, I'll do. Okay, the top 39. Okay, so at 39, they've got Rambo, First Blood.
Yep.
38, Cinema Paradiso.
No.
From 1988. 37, The Man with Two Brains.
Yes. Love that film.
Steve Martin. 36, Akira.
Yes.
From 1988.
Surprising it's in there, but yeah, let's seen that.
I didn't realise it was the 80s. I thought it was much sooner than that, much more recent.
Yeah, I thought it was like the 90s or something.
Local Hero from 1983.
Nope, not seen that one.
The Killer, 1989, with Chow Yun-fat.
No. Bear in mind, I was a kid, so watching some things like The Killer might not have been possible.
Sure.
Due to age restrictions, but carry on.
Sure. All right, I'll let you off this time.
Thank you.
33, you've probably seen this one. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Oh, yeah, might have done, yeah.
Yeah, once or twice.
Yeah.
Tootsie.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Ultimate 80s. Ghostbusters. Ovs.
Of course, Ovs.
Remember Ghostbusters when it was awesome?
Yeah, that remake is just again, my childhood's being raped by all these Hollywood companies, and I hate them all.
That's the horrible thing about the new Ghostbusters is the cast and everyone are really good. I loved everyone in it, and it just did not come together.
No, it was a mess.
It was a real shame.
It was because you're right. Those characters, those actors are brilliant in their own right. But yeah,
there we go. Nightmare on Elm Street, 1984.
Yep, yeah.
I can't watch horror films, so I'll never.
You're not missing. It's not horror now. In the 80s, it probably was, but now it's more of a comedy. I would thought.
Sure.
Yeah.
Top Secret, 1984.
Yes, I see that. Yeah.
The Naked Gun from the Files of Police Squad, 1988.
Funniest film ever. Yes.
Good old Leslie Nielsen.
Brilliant. Absolute legend.
Jean de Florette.
No.
You need to get some art down you, man.
I know. I'm too mainstream. I'm sorry.
Get some culture down you. Amadeus from 1984.
Can I just say yes? Because I think my parents watched it, and I was just in the front room watching it, but playing with me other stuff.
Yeah, right.
While it's on the TV in the background, kind of thing.
Amadeus is all about Mozart.
Yeah, I thought it might be.
And it got 8 Oscars. Yeah.
Wow.
The Princess Bride.
No, my sister did though. Does that count?
You haven't seen The Princess Bride?
No.
Oh man, you'd love it. It's such a piss take of all those classic kind of like swashbuckler romance movies.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's great.
Oh, maybe I should get into it then.
It's very aware of how terrible it is, which is great.
Oh, fantastic.
Widnell and I.
Yes.
Yeah, got to see that in you. 48 Hours. Eddie Murphy.
Yeah. Funny enough, yeah, I shouldn't have done, but I did.
Why shouldn't you have done? Oh, were you too young?
Well, I do believe it was like 18 or something, certificate, or 15
okay.
perhaps
Gotcha.
at the time. I can't remember. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. An American Werewolf in London.
Yes, my dad made me watch that.
Oh, brilliant film. Raising Arizona.
can't remember if I've watched it or not. I remember seeing lots of posters in the video shop for it, but I can't remember if I actually watched it.
Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm not sure. I can't. I'll say no. I'm not too sure on that one.
Okay. I recommend it. Get on it if you can.
I will do.
Once Upon a Time in America. De Niro and...
Not. I have seen it, but not when I was in the 80s.
Okay. I'm going to see if you've seen this one, right? This one is a bit rare.
Okay.
But it's up there. Star Wars Episode 6, The Return of the Jedi.
Have I seen that one? I'm not sure.
Okay.
I think I have. I'm gonna say yes on that one.
It's a lot of shooty blaster people and.
Really? Was there some kind of light sword thing in it? I can't remember.
Apparently, yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
That.
Oh wow.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, I think I might have seen that one. Yeah. Put that on down as a yes.
Okay. All right. You're not doing too badly at the moment. You're about half. Oh. You're about half and half.
Oh, good.
When Harry Met Sally.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, an 80s classic, Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh, love that film.
Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah, I see that.
Blue Velvet.
Is that no, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, I've not heard of it. I probably maybe should have.
Is that one with no, not that one. Forget it. No, okay. I haven't seen it.
All right. Brazil.
No.
Stand By Me.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah, you have to, don't you?
One of my favourites, yeah.
Good old Will Wheaton.
Yeah, Wheaton.
Say turn. Say wheat. Wheaton.
Family.
Ran from 1985.
No.
Well, I've not heard of that either. The Shining?
Yes, believe it or not. But I don't think I watched it when I was in the 80s, though. I think it might have been just after.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah. But I have seen it, though.
Nice. Evil Dead 2?
No. Oh, can we just confirm? Is this things I saw while I was in the 80s or things I've just seen since whenever?
Just things you've seen.
Okay, so no, I haven't seen that one anyway. Sorry.
Because the Empire, they're doing the top films from the 80s. I just want to see how 80s you truly are.
Right, okay.
This is Spinal Tap.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, here's one. How do you say it? E-T?
E-T?
Yeah.
E.T.?
Yeah.
Is that one with the dude with the bike and that flies over the moon and stuff?
It's that dude with the bike. And
yeah, I think I might have seen that. Has he got like a pet dog or something?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. I've seen that one, yeah.
Yeah. Kind of looks like a shriveled testicle.
Yeah.
Interesting. Aliens.
Yeah. Oh, I love that film.
One of the best films ever, I think.
It is. It's James Cameron's finest, I think, to be fair.
People shit on James Cameron, but the dude can direct films. I tell you.
He can. I mean, 2 was great. Aliens was great. I quite enjoyed Avatar. Mm-hmm. You see Avatar in the cinema in 3D. It's kind of mind blowing.
It is. It really is amazing.
But yeah, it's quite a weak story. But whatever.
Yeah, but God, it was a hell of a spectacle.
It was. And I think that's what it was really.
Currently on Channel 4 as we speak, actually.
Yes, you're right.
What's this? Die Hard. Die Hard.
Die Hard.
1988.
Die Hard. Was that like come out at Christmas or something?
Yeah. I mean, I think people talk about it like a Christmas movie, but it doesn't look like a Christmas movie.
Nah. I think there's a building blows up in it or something. I'm not sure.
Oh, cool.
It rings a bell though. Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
But we're getting into the all-time classics now.
Okay.
Number 5 is that Robert Zemeckis film, Back to the Future.
Back to the Future. Now it's caused a lot of kind of controversy within my group of friends, but they all think Star Wars is the greatest trilogy. Original trilogy, including the prequels and new ones. I think Back to the Future is the best trilogy.
Interesting.
To be fair. Yeah, I do. I think Back to the Future 1 was absolutely just fantastic, and the second one was so good. Because all the hoverboards and stuff. It just kind of, your imagination starts buzzing. We all want a hoverboard. Jesus Christ, we want self-lacing, shoes and stuff. It was just third one, it was good. It wasn't great, obviously, but it was good in its own right. And I think the other two are more than enough to make the third one as part of a greatest trilogy. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I keep getting 2 and 3 mixed up because 3 is the Wild West one, isn't it?
Yes.
You're right. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Bit weird, but it was all right.
Ah, it's a lot of fun.
Exactly. It's a family movie. It was good. It was fine.
Blade Runner.
Can you believe I saw this? It came out in 84, didn't it? Was it 84?
82.
82. I think I saw it in around about 82. I don't know why. I was around my auntie's. I remember it vividly.
Yeah.
I was around my auntie's and my dad and my mum were there and everything. And for some reason they got Blade Runner out and watched it. And I was in there because, I had some toys to play with and, that's what you do. So it was on the TV in the background. And I remember parts of it. And I remember Harrison Ford being such a good actor of being in pain. He always seemed to be in pain in that film. Yeah. And when Rutger Hauer steps on his fingers and stuff when he's hanging off the building, I remember that's the only thing I remember about it. So I have to catch up with it and see it again when I'm an adult, so I can then watch the sequel and understand what's going on.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's my little story, Blade Runner.
No, it's set in 2019, and it has this bizarre vision of what the world's going to be like in 2 years' time. You got to remember that.
Wow.
2019 is now 2 years away.
It is. It's madness, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've already gone past the whole 2015 of Back to the Future. There's no horribles.
Nope. Come on, guys, get on with it.
Yeah, come on, scientists, dudes. Make it happen.
For God's sake, I'm sick of walking. Taking the fucking piss now, guys.
I know.
They're 2 years late.
Bastards.
Number 3 was Raging Bull.
Now that is a fantastic film.
Yes, it is.
So I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah. Empire's second best film of the 80s was this Star Wars thing again.
Again?
The Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, that one.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that was alright. I watched it, enjoyed it,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
It happened to be the best one out of all the films so far, but we go.
Yeah, it wasn't one of the greatest movies ever made.
Never. Of course not.
By any stretch of the imagination. Spoilers, though. We can't talk about it too much. Number 1, Empire's favourite films of the 80s. What do you think it is? Have a guess.
It's going to be something really weird.
Well, it's a bit of a classic.
I don't know. I can't think because it could be a number of any classics. It could be Indiana Jones. It could be. I don't know. Pass. Goonies. Pass. Goonies. I don't know. Why is Goonies not in there anyway? By the way,
I was just thinking that. What the hell's the Goonies?
Yeah.
Maybe it's in the 80s to 40s part of this. Yeah. I didn't want to go through them all because it would take forever. But,
for sure.
Yeah, it might be there. I'm assuming the Breakfast Club and things like that are there as well.
Oh, exactly. What the hell, Ugh.
Number 1 in the best films of the 80s, you were spot on. It was Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Holy shit. I would not have thought that, to be fair.
No?
Nah. It's a great, don't get me wrong, it's a great film, I love it, but I wouldn't have thought that had been the number 1 film of the 80s.
Okay.
I think things like Breakfast Club and maybe Goonies or something, I don't know. But hey, wow, okay, got it right, excellent.
What is your film of the 80s?
That's a good question. I think maybe Goonies or maybe Big.
Oh, mate.
Big was just an astonishing film. I love that film so much. Because I think Big kind of actually just sums up the 80s. And it's just a sense of wonder and I don't know. It's all captured. It captured a lot of things in that film did at the time. It captured like childhood. When you're 80s, you're a kid and you're playing with toys. It's great, and suddenly you have to grow up. And it kind of handled that quite well in a very, childish way, if that makes sense. And it captured the essence of the whole high-flying city people, the yuppies of the time that was doing the rounds. And it's very sad and very, very poignant film. And it kind of captured everything that was going on in the 80s perfectly in like an hour and a half. It was just fantastic. So I'm gonna say Big.
Big, nice.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
It's brilliant.
I love that movie so much. I remember watching it quite a lot. I think when I was my elder sister Emma was really into it. My dad was really into it. So whenever it was on TV, even if we had plans to go out, but like, oh, Big's on, and we'd have to stay in and watch it. And I was like, Dad, why don't you just buy the video? He was like, no, I'm not buying videos if it's on TV.
What is it with Dad saying things like that?
They're just saving £8 or £9 every possible corner they can do it.
Bless them.
I bought him the Blu-ray in the end.
Oh, good for you.
For Christmas about 3 years ago.
Oh, brilliant.
So I was like, no, you can watch it whenever you like.
Oh, he hasn't got a Blu-ray player though, has he?
Dad's pretty up on the old tech. Is
he really?
Yeah, he just got himself Sky Q.
What?
Yeah, and he's all about that now. He loves it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty special.
He's got himself a HTC 110 or whatever it is now. The HTC 10. He's pretty tech savvy. Is my dad.
Probably thanks for his son, I would have thought.
I'd assume so. And he got fibre broadband way before I did. So.
What a git.
I know, right? Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. But I'm getting it in 3 weeks. I'm very excited.
Wow. You finally do some decent stuff.
Yeah, it means I can stream, finally.
Awesome.
And Micstand Live might become a thing. Who knows?
No, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of live in a strange way.
Well,
kind of thing.
Well, no, it's not. It's all recorded.
It is, but right now I'm speaking to you live, so...
Oh, yes, but everything's live when you do it.
There you go. That's my point. I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh.
I'm drinking this orange juice live.
Well done.
Tasty. Tasty. Leave a comment if you enjoyed that.
Leave me alone. It's been a long day.
It's been a long day. What have you done today?
Well, I've been recovering from last night, obviously.
Obviously. By doing what exactly?
Well, I went and saw my buddy and his 2 kids. They were manic and crazy, as kids are, so I had to kind of keep up with them somehow. I had to see my parents, I had to see my sister. I had to watch the latest Grand Tour for some reason, but it's a pile of shit, that programme. Ugh.
You have a real beef with the Grand Tour, don't you?
I do. They're trying too hard and they're failing miserably. I think that's how I'm going to put it. I mean, in Top Gear, it just seemed to come naturally, and it just seemed like the 3 of them gelled just really well. But now, like, you know, the kind of the gel that they had previously seems to have gone, and they're just trying to force themselves to be like best buddies. It just seemed really awkward. And that whole kind of celebrity brain crash, kind of it's the same thing every week. Oh man, what are they doing? Yeah, I'm disappointed. So, but I've not seen a new Top Gear, so I can't really, compare or whatever. But
the last series of Top Gear was interesting, for sure.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I wish I did now, but
it was pretty unique. I think its weakest link has gone now, which is Chris Evans.
Yeah.
And Matt LeBlanc actually ended up being quite a good presenter.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, a lot of people quite liked him. Yeah,
he really knows his shit, and of course, he's Matt LeBlanc, so he's very easy to watch, and he's funny, and he definitely saves it kind of on his own. I think.
Has he got another host for the new series, or is it just him on his own?
It's him, I think, as the main host, but they've still got the because they had like a cast of 6 people now that do different films. And so
okay.
I think it's just him and them just bombing around doing, Top Gear things.
Of course.
But yeah, I really enjoyed the Grand Tour at first. It was great just to see them back again. And just to see them kind of like do crazy shit and go on adventures. But yeah, the last 2 or 3 have been a bit stale for me.
Well, I mean, the thing that made Top Gear work for me, I think, was like when you had the 3 of them, they kind of come along and they said, right, you have to buy a car for like $5,000 or $2,000 or whatever it is, and they have to kind of get from one place to another, and I'm not talking about the specials, but it's in some of the TV shows they had to build a boat like out of a car in south of France kind of thing. That was like proper boys' own adventures, and it kind of it worked and it's funny. And they kind of like fed off each other in a way, but now it's lost all its magic and its charm. I don't know why Amazon got adverts up saying it's got 5 stars for this and 5 stars for that. It's just a pile of dog shit.
Damn.
Anyway, yeah, damn boy.
Damn, son. Anything you love in the world anymore, Paul?
I love a lot of things. I love you.
Ah.
Yeah. I love my friends and family. They turned up last night, but gaming bus. I mean,
Gaming bus. I might actually have that as my as the thumbnail for this episode.
Do it. Gaming bus.
Even though it's only been about the gaming bus for about 5 minutes.
True.
But yeah, I need to find the right thumbnail that represents the 80s in all its glory in one picture. So
yeah, it's gonna be a tough one. Just get some neon and the word turbo.
That's a great idea.
Turbo is a word of 80s. The other thing about the 80s was great was the whole design and all that kind of pink neon and things like, and the TV shows. We haven't talked about the TV shows of the 80s.
Oh man.
You had Airwolf, 18, Knight Rider, Automan. Do you remember? No one ever remembers Automan. It was like a Tron type thing.
I don't remember that.
That was great. No, this dude who's like, normal kind of, dude, but he had like a Tron suit underneath his usual, suit and stuff. And he had this little dude called Cursor. And this little dude could actually create a car or a bike or a helicopter by drawing a computer graphic thing around it. And then he turned into a real car and he can get in it and drive off and save the day, whatever.
Nice.
It was great. Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
I know, right? And then Animal Man, this guy could turn into all sorts of animals. I mean, come on.
Was it the 80s and turning into things?
I don't know. It's just I think it's like probably some kind of metaphor for the changing political climate or something. I don't know.
Wow.
Plus, there was a war going on at the time as well, so that doesn't help, does it?
Whew.
Yeah.
Miami Vice.
Miami Vice. Yeah.
Knight Rider.
And the Ferrari Testarossa. What an icon of the 80s that was.
The Knight Rider.
Knight Rider. Oh yes, and let's not forget about the games as well. Outrun.
Outrun. Oh mate, when you found that soundtrack on Spotify, that made my day.
It was amazing, wasn't it? It was.
Just
it's just like loads of soundtracks on there. It's just it's brilliant. It's Magical Sound Shower. That's my track of choice from the Outrun.
I think I'm a Cool Breeze kind of guy, or Chill Breeze, whatever it was. I like that one.
You sound like a chill, cool breeze kind of dude.
Yeah, I am a chill breeze kind of guy.
It also kind of sounds like a kind of 80s alcoholic beverage.
I'll take a chill breeze, please.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm going to be drinking it when I'm in my red drop top. Cruising around with this lady.
Amazing.
Yeah, the story is really deep, isn't it? Only Fools and Horses started in the 80s.
It did. Only Fools and Horses, yeah.
81.
Which was obviously all-time classic.
Yeah.
The 80s also had the ZX Spectrum.
It
but
did.
for home computers. That started it all off, didn't it, really, when you think about it?
Pretty much that was the beginning of...
the end.
Without the Spectrum, I probably wouldn't even know you.
It's probably true. You're right. I think we've got to thank Sir Clive Sinclair for a lot.
Indeed. Yeah. Indeed. Thank you for starting games. We're going to talk games on our other podcast, which will start someday in the future.
Yes.
We're going to do a little bit of a crossover with. We're going to resurrect the PS Gamecast, which I think was our finest moment, to be honest.
I agree. I think it was amazing. I did enjoy it.
And we had to stop it for people getting busy in lives and things. But yeah, we're going to do our best to maybe not. I don't know if we're going to be able to do an episode every week, but we're going to bring it back in some form because we love it. We love talking about games, and it's just us hanging out talking about games. I mean, come on.
Yes.
Can't go wrong. Maybe there'll be a guest every now and then.
It's kind of what we do best, isn't it, really?
Pretty much is. And the 80s. Yeah. We've had a good discussion today, man.
It's been great, actually. Enjoyed it.
We are nearly at a whole hour of talking about the 80s. How about that?
Flown past.
Yeah. Yeah, so thank you very much for your company, my friend.
Dude, it was a pleasure. Thanks for having me on and rabbit on about the 80s and rant about the Transformers and all this kind of stuff.
Don't forget prime80s.com.
.co.uk.
.co.uk, I apologise. It's one of the two. Which is Paul's new blog, which you'll see just a barrage of 80s wonderment, including a recent article about those old games that you used to get on those LCD screens, which was a really good read and reminded me an awful lot of the little games that was given to me to play when I couldn't afford a Game Boy. On those long journeys, just play this, and it was just this little soccer dude, up and down, up and down, up and down. No animation. You're either up top of the screen, then bottom of the screen.
Stupid, wasn't it?
Yeah,
so addictive.
Yeah, it sucked, but it was oddly fun. But that's one of those things that we can fondly remember the 80s for. Indeed. And you can follow Prime 80s on Twitter. Is that Prime 80s? It's just Prime 80s.
It is at Prime 80s, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
You haven't got to mess around with the name.
No, I thought the name, it wasn't the best name, but it's all available on websites and Twitters and Facebooks. So I thought I'd just grab it now while I can. So
that was grand. And you got to check out the artwork, because Paul, by trade, is a freaking epic designer, dude.
Oh, thanks, man.
And he designs pretty much everything. He hasn't designed any of Micstand, which you can probably tell. And
I'm working on it, dude. I'm working on it.
And if you want to design me an 80s Micstand thumbnail, that'd be freaking epic.
I'll do my absolute best. It'd be like a mic stand, like glowing neon and grids and stuff and lightning.
Mate.
Yes!
Do it! I will hug you so hard in March if you do that for me.
I cannot wait. I'll do it.
Awesome. I want it by tomorrow noon.
Done.
It's okay. There's no rush. Okay. Thanks a lot, man.
Oh, pleasure, mate. Thank you.
This has been Micstand episode 4. If you've enjoyed it, give us a like and a subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're listening on iTunes, do give us a rate and a review. Reviews help so much on iTunes. It's all about them rates and review algorithm things. So if you liked it, give it a review. If you didn't, give us a review anyway. I don't mind. I want to make sure that Micstand is pretty awesome, and so if you think there's anything we can do better, then do let me know. That would be great. And you can also listen, if you're listening on Mixcloud, there's not much you can do with it on Mixcloud, but share it around. Why not? You know, every little helps. So thank you very much indeed, and check out the past episodes, and look out for the new ones. If you subscribe on iTunes or YouTube, you'll get the brand new episodes straight away. So that'd be great. Thank you very much indeed for listening, and a big thanks to Mr. Paul Collett.
Thanks, dude.
And I will see you next time. Until then, bye!
Bye!